You know when this film's gonna be bad. When the colonel in this movie, at one point, and bear in mind this is a colonel who's meant to be in charge of the actual army themselves or the military, says, one more thing. Does anyone have one of those Reese's Pieces? Damn, I love those things. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition. I'm Mike, and thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button so I can see you again next time. But if you're coming back to the channel and you're already subscribed, thank you for doing so. It's lovely to see you again. So I've been talking about this for a little bit of time, and it's been a great idea that I've had for a long time. But I was thinking, right, how do I put this kind of together? So this series, which you're going to ideally see an episode every Monday for the foreseeable future as of the moment, is going to be part of my terrible movie reviews, which is mainly going to feature collabs. There is odd ones I've got in the works that is just going to be me by myself. However, today I'm joined once again on the channel by the awesome Blacktastic Media, and we're going to hear from him very shortly, and he has a lot to say about today's movie, Battle of Los Angeles. Battle of Los Angeles came out in 2011. It's directed by Mark Atkins, and Mark Atkins, when I've looked at his filmography, it's all kind of mockbuster movies, piss-take movies, Six-Headed Shark, for example, Planet of the Sharks, so you know straight away this movie's going to be awful, and it is made by a film company called The Asylum. Now, if you remember rightly on my channel, which I will leave a link to down below, I have reviewed an Asylum movie before called Titanic 2. And wow, that movie was shit. I do not recommend it at all. However, today we're talking about Battle of Los Angeles, which is highly made to take away the money and profits that was going to be made to a film called Battle Los Angeles that came out the same year, starring Aaron Eckhart. And that film, I have actually only seen it once. It wasn't very memorable. I actually didn't mind it though for what I seen it at the time. However, today, let me just put this out there because Blacktastic says a lot in his part of the video, which we're going to hear very shortly. Let me just put it this way. He's a bad CG effect. He's another bad CG effect. Oh, did you see this one? This is just littered with poor CG and green screen effects. It's that bad. However, I will say this. This effect right here is actually pretty good. I was wondering why the hell they didn't actually stick to those effects in this movie, because it seems as if the CG and green screen effect in this was maybe £10, if that. $20 maybe in America. I don't know what they did, or they blew all this budget trying to get Kel Mitchell out of Keenan Kel and Good Burger to be like, right, do you want a serious role in a military film? He's like, yeah, it might be great for my acting career. Little does he know, his acting career that after Keenan Kel, maybe like about here, we can't even see it on the camera. It's awful. It's gone atrociously. And this movie does him no favours at all. This movie, guys, sucks. It is absolutely awful. It's currently got a 1.9 rating out of 10 on IMDb. I don't even think it deserves that, because it's essentially about an alien invasion taking over Earth, where Kel Mitchell and his gangs, including a G.I. Joe-based character, are battling CG, awful effects, alien ships to stop this invasion. And not once in this movie, when you see these alien ships, do you actually feel threatened by them. The only positives I will say about this is the 1942 based character. I actually liked his jacket. I guess at least he tried to fit the part in terms of a costume design. And the kind of two pictures I mentioned before with the okay effects, they're the only positives in this movie, because besides that, the acting's awful, the CG, the green screen, the overall plot, the way this movie was released. Mark Atkins is a director. Shocking. So with that said, guys, let me hand it over to the awesome Blacktastic Media. Let me hear what his thoughts are on the movie of Battle of Los Angeles. And be warned, stick around, because this guy, as soon as I watched this part, had me cracked up for the next hour. So you're in for a treat.
Battle of Los Angeles. No, not Battle Los Angeles. Battle of Los Angeles. Don't get it confused with that popular movie from 2011 starring Michelle Rodriguez and Aaron Eckhart. Asylum is a movie production company that's notorious for ripping off popular properties. Back in 2011, when Battle of Los Angeles came out, the same year, this movie came out and went straight to video called Battle of Los Angeles. Terrible. The special effects are the worst in the business, and they get actors that are washed up. They had Kel Mitchell in this movie. He was from Nickelodeon, Good Burger fame. Nia Peoples, yeah, I haven't seen her in nothing in like 20 years. But these movies are horrific, and it's so fun to watch them because they're bad, and they know they're bad. That's the funny thing about it. Okay, beginning of this film opens up with a mothership coming down and hovering over Los Angeles. Looks just like Independence Day. A beam comes down, starts blowing up the city. This movie probably had like maybe 3 locations because the budget was minimal. You have an army base that was obviously a army base that has been abandoned for years, but it made it look like it was kind of like operational. The cast of this movie is 21 people. Yeah, that explains everything right there. So they got like 2 major locations, 21 people, 11 die probably in the first 10 minutes of this movie. And this mothership has these small little ships that come out and start attacking people. You never ever see anybody in Los Angeles running for their lives. The budget wasn't there to have extras running around screaming. Never had it. You had these jets fighting in the air against this mothership. They all die. They all get blown up. There's a force field. They shoot their missiles turn around, come back and blow them up. It's ridiculous. These little mothership babies come out, start attacking the army base where the army people are at. You probably got 10 people left in the movie. They're fighting. You got the main admiral, the head of the army. Has a handgun, and he's trying to shoot down alien ships. This handgun makes no sound effects. He holds it up. I can't make this shit up. Then this pilot out of nowhere lands, and he's kind of distraught. He's like, oh, where am I? Like, hey man, you're okay? Come on. They're going to get us. Let's get out of here, man. Come on, let's go. Acting is bad, man. This dude is wearing a 1942 outfit from the Air Force. I remember chasing the aliens and I've disappeared. Motherfucker, you've been gone for 68 years. Motherfucker, you don't remember nothing? So he joins the little army brigade. They're trying to fight these little aliens and some of them dies. Basically, the movie bows down and you got 3 survivors of this army brigade. They're running around. The women are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, Nia Peoples is old, but she looks good. Now, Nia Peoples, it says she's a captain in this movie. She dresses like a G.I. Joe character and has a samurai sword in her back. So she's pulling out this sword and fighting alien ships and chopping them in half. Not aliens, alien ship. You never see what the aliens look like until later. So you're on an army compound. There's a place called Sector 7. All the survivors all go to Sector 7. All you're going to hear from here on out, we got to get to Sector 7. Sector 7 is where it's at. So they're all trying to get to Sector 7. She comes out and helps these 3 army people out. They're shooting. She's slicing things up with her samurai sword. Kale, the guy from Good Burger, he's now the lead guy because all the people die in the army. You got another male and you got another female. This Asian lady. She's hot. Damn, she's fine. She was one of the best things about the movie because she looked good. Her acting was suspect, but who cares? I'm looking at her. So they all get to Sector 7. It's this beat up looking abandoned place, but it has levels down inside, like 7 levels downside. Hence Sector 7. They get in there and there's some people that, hey, relinquish your weapons, we're all about peace. And the guy they brought down with them from 1942, he's asking suspicious questions. Hey, I can communicate with the person. Why are you holding them here? And everybody's looking around like, what are you talking about? No, don't lie to me, sir. We know you have a hostile alien downstairs in Sector 7. So now the plot starts to open up a little bit. You can tell that the army had this alien from years ago, held him captive against his will, or its will. And that's why these aliens are coming from a different planet attacking Los Angeles. Stupid! But anyway, you get downstairs, and this man all of a sudden talk alien talk. And the other alien wakes up. It's an obvious puppet. A little hand comes up and touches the glass and scrapes it. It has 3 fingers. Oh boy. The man from 1942 yells, breaks the glass. He is an alien. They're communicating. He tries to kill the other alien, so the army people jump on him, try to kill him. His face opens up and a little ball comes out. This ball is swirling around. They're trying to shoot it. They all got this. Everybody in this movie got bad aim. They can't shoot nothing. So this little alien ball starts spinning and goes up through the roof. Like in Alien, the movie, how the acid dripped through the floor. Well, this alien ball is drilling holes through the floor going up. So they go to the staircase and they're running after this alien. This is when the movie gets really bad. You're looking. It's an obvious parking garage because every level they go up says P in the letter. I'm like, these motherfuckers are filming in a parking garage. It's supposed to be Sector 7, whatever. And what's even worse, remember, they're going upstairs. You see them on P3 and they're running upstairs, right? Why do they run to P2? I'm like, dude, that's an obvious error. You gotta correct that shit. Anyway, to make a long story short, this motherfucking movie. In the mothership, there's a gigantic alien and it has all these other aliens as slaves. And he came all the way back to get the slave that escaped. That's why they're blowing up Los Angeles. This thing is a CGI mess, this gigantic monster. When they try to show practical, it lasts about 6 seconds. There's like a rubber arm like this. It had a head and rubber arms, and they blow his ass up. The fine Asian lady dies. And leaves Mia Peoples and the other star of the movie. And these stunts they're doing, some of the worst editing and cuts I've ever seen. There's part where they're being crushed in this thing and stops, but it can crawl out. Well, why didn't you crawl out when the thing was coming down like this? It just, none of the stunts and sequences make sense. It's bad though. Battle Los Angeles was bad. This makes that look like an Oscar-winning film. Asylum, I love you guys. You crack me up. You don't give a damn about how bad your movie is. In the end, they escape. They use another alien ship, and the guy can control it with his mind and hands all of a sudden. This black dude from the Army Control. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. Los Angeles is destroyed. You never see nothing. No newscast, no nothing. The budget was minimal, and man, one of the worst but most funniest movies I've seen in a long time. It's free. It's on YouTube. Battle of Los Angeles. If you want to laugh and see some horrific special effects and graphics, you've been warned. But you will laugh and will have a good laugh. There's a couple of cute chicks in it. That's about it. But yeah. Watching this movie was an adventure in itself. Now, my man Mike, I'm gonna hand the microphone back to you. Let the people know how you feel, because this funky joint was a hot mess, brother. Thank you for inviting me on your channel to talk about this piece of shit. It was an honor. Thank you. And remember, it's just my point of view.
Blacktastic Media, man, thank you so much for your take on Battle of Los Angeles. This is absolutely awesome, and again, it had me creased for about an hour after I watched his part of this collab, because it was so good, and it just summed this up perfectly. To the point of the plot, to the point of the acting, the green screen CG effects that I kind of touched on before. Wow, we both enjoy this movie, but not for a good reason, and it certainly doesn't deserve a 1.9 score out of 10. Instead, it deserves a score of Yeah, so firstly, Blacktastic Media, thank you so much, man, for collabing onto the channel. Once again, man, it's so great to have you on here. The last time he was on was for the movie Class Act. And guys, please subscribe to Blacktastic Media. He's got so many awesome original content. He makes his own short stories. He's in the middle of making a movie called Sarah, which is ideally going to be coming out in the summer. He makes so many great content, so many great reviews, and the link to his channel is down below. So go subscribe to his channel. Tell him that the Z review sent you, and I'd really appreciate that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this first movie into our terrible movie collabs series that I've got planned. So the one next week is going to be Street Racer featuring the awesome Jacob Martin, and then the week after that is going to be with Rashad G, who's making a return to the channel to talk about the movie Aquaslash. So look forward to those two. But thank you very much for tuning in. Please give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And until then, this has been a Z review, and I'll be seeing you later.